So there's one very little but very important thing that you need to do when you're talking about buy orders with your dealer. That is smile, or said another way, have a positive attitude, because these are great opportunities for your dealer. In fact, I like to explain to dealers, the same dealers the next season, as I've already explained, that this doesn't affect my wallet in a positive way. Like, I don't get spiffed as a TM for buy orders, so it's not about me. In fact, you could argue it takes money out of my wallet, because what happens is they earn free goods on these programs that arguably they would have had to have bought that equipment at some point in time anyway, so it's actually reducing my sales. But we're taking a long-term perspective look with our dealers, right? So we're looking out for their best interest. We're trying to help make them more profitable, and we help them become more successful, more profitable on their bottom line. Then we'll come along with their success, right? So don't forget that positive attitude. Don't forget to smile and be excited about the program, because they truly are great programs. So since the buy programs are about the numbers in a manner of speaking, there's several tools, spreadsheet based, that I like to use. So we'll look at a couple of these closer in a moment, but let me just describe a couple of these in particular. One is I either get a report that's emailed to us from our district manager, or there's a history that's posted on Salesforce, and it's a summary by dealer of what they've purchased in the past, either the last season or last year's buy order at the same season, right? So be sure to use that as a starting point. Then I like to take that information and drop it into a spreadsheet that I build. And that spreadsheet will include, like we're on the summer buy program now, it would include both the spring, the summer, and the fall. Because by looking at those three periods, especially at this point, the spring and summer, we can kind of use those two buy program periods together to look. Because if they bought light in the spring, then last year's summer buy order may not be enough, arguably, as where they should be purchasing, right? So sometimes it's helpful to look at the season before and occasionally maybe the season after to get a trend for their, maybe the three periods of buy orders in a given buy order season. So build that. Then I like to also share that up-down report kind of information with the dealer and let them know where they're at on purchases year to date, where they're at relative to their goal, and what I think makes sense for them. So I build a spreadsheet that's got my best estimate as what that dealer will buy in that buy order period. Then I also put a minimum and a maximum, and I total those numbers up. For example, I'm looking at a summer one where I've got a best estimate. My first dealer is 100,000, but the minimum might be just 50, and the maximum though is only 125. The next dealer best estimate that I think they'll purchase is 75,000, with a minimum of 50 and a maximum of 100. So I total all those up, and that helps me develop my personal goals for the buy program by dealer. And then sometimes I'll also break it down to parts and supplies and equipment based on the dealer and the occasion. Okay, but those periodic sales goals, by looking at 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and the season prior, can be very helpful. Also, don't forget two very important spreadsheets. One is an older spreadsheet that is it's a tool as to how a dealer would want to tap into their bank line of credit and do a buy order. Very simplistically, if they've done, if they have credit available to them at 8%, but they're going to earn 11% in just free goods and prepay it with their line of credit, prepay and prompt pay both, they'll be exceeding 15% in benefits. Now, maybe that's not accurate to say the entire order earns 11%, but by the time you earn free goods of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10%, margin on those free goods of about 4% because you take a 40% markup, let's say, and your prepay and prompt pay discounts, well in excess of double digits are achievable as realistic figures. So if you can get money at 6, 7, 8%, that's a good deal. That's smart money. One of my favorite tools to use that's come out here in the last year or so is a buy order preparation spreadsheet that I believe will be coming out from Heather Clater and Ashley Bratcher in that marketing group that was formerly distributed by the regional business manager, or at least for the central region, it was Kevin Roloff. And this was a great spreadsheet tool because it showed not only what they purchased in that same period last year, but for finished goods, it showed what they didn't purchase in finished goods that could have been on a buy order. So it's the missed opportunity. I like to take that amount, build the buy order with both what they did last year and what they didn't do, and show them, or at least have the figure, not necessarily building a whole big spreadsheet, but at least calculating the figure and having that figure available to tell them this was your missed opportunity. And I like to couch it. I don't want to put them down. I want to say, you know, of course, we can't call it exact. You had a downflow furnace on there. Well, you're not going to stock that. But if you had it for a given order, then that's fine. Up here in Wisconsin, we don't sell a lot of air handlers or heat pumps. It's more furnaces and air conditioners and furnaces and heat pumps. So an air handler is probably not something it's certainly not something they're going to stock, but would be something that they would order. So be smart about including logical equipment when you build that sample buy order. And then that's the other great tool, is the buy order form itself. Take the history, take last year, look at last season, build the buy order for your dealer. Take it into them and shoot high. If you're going back to my example of a dealer that I think is going to do $75,000, show them the buy order built at $100,000 and show them the benefits. Let them come down to 75. Don't start with the good and think you're going to get to better and then best, right? Start with best and talk about that, and talk about all those 13 hard and soft benefits that they can achieve, and make the case for them and how it's going to help their bottom line. Okay, so you don't have to be great with spreadsheets. Just know how to punch in some numbers and use those tools, and you'll do a great job with your dealers and heading toward that master council level with your sales. Good luck. Again, it's Mike Byers, B-Y-A-R-S, in the Milwaukee district. My phone number is 608-317-0988. I'm happy to talk to anyone and share ideas and just learn some ideas from you too on how you're effective at selling buy orders. It's a great program. Good luck.